Hey, how's it going? Okay, in this video we're going to learn how to make masks to make text look like it's appearing from behind buildings. With a few little tweaks and careful masking, we can make it look like it's appearing from behind anything. So let's just get stuck in. Okay, so here we are in the project panel. We've got a little clip in here already, just of this lady standing in a field. And what I want to do is create some text that will come up on the left and appear like it's coming up from behind this horizon line of grass. So Essential Graphics, new text, create a new text layer. This will come up and drag it over to here. Type in your title if you can spell. And then down here, obviously, you've got all your usual text tools where you can change your shadow, background, color, font, all the rest of it. So I will drag it across about here and create a keyframe for the position that I want the text to end up in. And then I will change this value for the y-axis and drop the text down below where this horizon line is. So the next thing we're going to do then is go to the pen tool in opacity. And this will allow us to draw a mask. Now, depending on the subject that you're going to be masking out, sometimes it can be very useful to zoom in quite a lot, but really you just want to do something kind of rough-ish. Maybe not quite that rough. And then this bottom part really doesn't matter as long as it's going to cover wherever the text is sitting in. So if we then hit back up to full, click inverted so we only show what's outside of our mask, and then we hit play on this, we will see that our text will look like it's appearing from behind the horizon. And if we go nice and slow, we can see how that actually sits with some of the letters. Now if it doesn't look quite right or quite the way you want it to, you can go down and you can play with the feathering, which will create a softer or harder line in and around. If you've done your mask maybe a bit too high, you can just play with the mask expansion, then add some feathering so it kind of gives it a little bit of a blurry kind of look as it comes up. But that's pretty much the simples of doing a mask to get your text. So if we then go, and in this example we've got it just coming in behind the lady standing here. So if we go and we look at the path that's been drawn, all I've done is gone in and create a more complex path, including the subject that I want to be hidden behind. So then we end up with something like this where you can't even see. That's good. And then finally, if we look here, we can see this text appears from behind the buildings, but also the camera here is moving slightly. So if we click into this layer and scroll in and look at the mask path, if we zoom in on this, might help a little bit. So we can see I've actually had to move the mask, and these keyframes here show where the mask is being moved to balance out where the camera movement is. Once the text leaves the area that you want to hide it behind, it doesn't really matter unless you plan to bring the text back down and behind it again. And that's it. Some simple little masking, and then after you've done your mask you can do any other text effects that you want on it, whether you want to blur it, fade in, fade out, all the rest of it. Just got to take your time, get your mask nice and accurate as possible, and away you go.